Creamy sauces, such as Alfredo, cheese-based sauces, or rich salad dressings, are often seen as indulgent additions that elevate the flavor of a meal. A spoonful or two can make an otherwise plain dish feel decadent, and they are regularly featured in comfort foods like pasta, burgers, or salads. However, these sauces are often packed with hidden calories, unhealthy fats, and excessive sodium, all of which can have a significant impact on your health when consumed frequently. Despite their appeal, creamy sauces contribute to weight gain, increased cholesterol levels, and metabolic issues when added to meals regularly, often without any clear recognition of how many calories they are adding. The first concern with creamy sauces is their high calorie content, which comes largely from fats and oils. Many of these sauces are made with butter, heavy cream, or full-fat cheese, all of which are calorie-dense ingredients. A single serving of Alfredo sauce, for example, can add 200 to 300 calories to a dish, and it's not uncommon for portions to be larger than what's considered a single serving. Salad dressings, particularly creamy ones like ranch or blue cheese, often carry similar calorie counts. What makes this problematic is that people often underestimate how much sauce they are actually consuming. It's easy to pour generous amounts of creamy sauce over a meal, thinking it adds only a small amount of extra flavor, but in reality, it can more than double the calorie content of the dish. Many creamy sauces also contain unhealthy fats, particularly saturated fats. Butter, cream, and full-fat cheeses are rich in saturated fats, which have been shown to raise LDL, bad cholesterol levels, and increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. While a small amount of saturated fat is necessary in the diet, the typical Western diet already tends to exceed the recommended intake. Adding creamy sauces on top of an already high-fat meal further exacerbates this issue. For example, a pasta dish made with a heavy Alfredo sauce could easily contain 40 grams or more of fat, which is a significant portion of the daily recommended fat intake, all in one meal. Moreover, many creamy sauces, especially those used in fast food or restaurant dishes, are loaded with refined oils and artificial ingredients. These processed oils, often used to create a smooth, velvety texture, can contribute to an imbalance in omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, leading to inflammation in the body. Chronic inflammation is a key factor in the development of several chronic conditions, including heart disease, diabetes, and arthritis. The preservatives and emulsifiers used to maintain the texture and shelf life of creamy sauces can also have negative effects on gut health, contributing to bloating, digestive discomfort, and other gastrointestinal issues. Sodium is another significant issue with creamy sauces. Many prepackaged or restaurant versions of these sauces are loaded with salt to enhance flavor and prolong shelf life. A single serving of a creamy salad dressing or Alfredo sauce can contain up to 400 to 600 milligrams of sodium, or more. Since many people consume these sauces alongside other salty foods, such as pasta, pizza, or sandwiches, it's easy to exceed the recommended daily intake of sodium without even realizing it. Excessive sodium intake leads to high blood pressure, fluid retention, and an increased risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke. Over time, the habit of using creamy sauces frequently can contribute to an overall unhealthy sodium load that places significant strain on the cardiovascular system. What often gets overlooked is how these sauces disrupt overall portion control and satiety. When added to a meal, creamy sauces increase the total calorie content of the dish without necessarily increasing its filling power. Fatty, creamy foods may temporarily curb hunger, but they don't offer the lasting satisfaction of a balanced meal that includes fiber and protein. This makes it easy to overeat when creamy sauces are involved. You're consuming more calories than your body actually needs, while still feeling unsatisfied and reaching for more. This type of eating behavior can contribute to long-term weight gain, particularly if creamy sauces are regularly included in meals without paying attention to portion sizes. While the occasional indulgence in a creamy sauce is not likely to cause lasting harm, it's the regular use of these calorie-dense, nutrient-poor additions that gradually leads to negative health outcomes. The high calorie and fat content from butter, cream, and cheese can contribute to obesity and metabolic imbalances over time. Additionally, the added sodium and lack of essential nutrients in these sauces make them a poor choice when considering the nutritional value of a meal. In a world where portion sizes are already inflated and calorie-dense foods are ubiquitous, adding a creamy sauce to a dish can push an otherwise balanced meal into unhealthy territory. Perhaps the biggest issue is how these sauces often act as a gateway to overeating. For example, people often pair creamy pasta sauces with bread, which further increases the calorie load. Or they might use salad dressings generously, thinking they're making a healthier choice by opting for salad, without realizing that the creamy dressing is turning their meal into a calorie bomb. The reality is that many people underestimate just how much of a caloric impact a few extra spoonfuls of sauce can have. In the long run, this can add up to hundreds of extra calories a week, leading to gradual weight gain, increased body fat, and higher cholesterol levels. A solution is not necessarily to cut out creamy sauces altogether, but to be mindful of how often and how much you use them. Opting for lighter versions made with healthier ingredients, such as Greek yogurt-based dressings or tomato-based pasta sauces, can help reduce the calorie and fat content without sacrificing flavor. Alternatively, using smaller portions of the original creamy sauces and complementing them with nutrient-dense, whole foods like vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains can help maintain a balance. Even making homemade versions of creamy sauces allows for better control over the ingredients, using healthier fats like olive oil and incorporating fresh herbs or low-fat dairy to reduce the calorie load while still enjoying the indulgence. In conclusion, while creamy sauces may enhance the flavor of a dish, they come with hidden health costs. Their high calorie, fat, and sodium content can lead to weight gain, increased cholesterol, and higher blood pressure when used excessively. Portion control and awareness are key when it comes to these indulgent additions. By choosing healthier alternatives or simply being more mindful of their use, you can still enjoy the rich flavors they bring to a meal without compromising your long-term health.